Welcome everyone. Ben Legacy back here with you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. I highly appreciate it. All the comments, all the subscribers, and just all the interaction in general. I notice it all, so I highly appreciate it. By the way, also, I've been hearing your words, and I appreciate the suggestions and the constructive criticism that you guys been giving to me. I'm not above all. I'm not above learning. I'm not above getting better. And eventually, on YouTube, you can't be monetized if you're throwing F bombs around. So, I will clean it up a little bit. I'm not going to say I'm going to eradicate all my cussing. Anyway, let's get into the 600-pound life. Okay, here we go. Don't mind me eating breakfast. Got some ASMR for y'all. Wow. I'm not talking about her. I'm just talking about the living situation. Golly. Need the fan.
My daily life is such a struggle now because of how my size have gotten. It's hard for me to do things because of my weight. So I rely on my family and friends to help me do what I have to do. Even with all the weight I have on me now, I'm still able to get around and do some basic things myself, like cleaning myself on my own still. So I push myself to do that. But it's hard. It's very hard. When you're my size, you have so many areas you have to keep clean. I get out of breath and it's very painful. So I can barely handle finishing.
Crazy how they show
So I'm never
everything.
fully clean
Show the gut.
because I
think they
can't
used
do
to
it all at
show
once.
them
I
fully
really have to
naked.
take a shower like twice a day in
remember.
order to get very clean. And it's hard not to smell, but I want my family to try to help me with it, you know. Right now, I'm staying in an apartment with my son and my niece and my daughter-in-law.
At least
I
she
had to
didn't
move
do that
in with
much,
them
so
because I
that
wasn't
is
able
good.
to take care of myself anymore. Usually it's my niece Mimi or my caretaker Cameo that has to help me most. I try to limit it to getting me what I need. But you know, the reality is, can't do it on my own sometimes. And once I get dressed, I still have to rest a bit. Because of how tired that makes me, I'm exhausted already. And I know it's that way because of how I eat. You know, eating is what I do most of the day. It's the only thing that brings me the pleasure that I want. It's what I look forward to constantly. Either Trina or my niece will give me my first meal of the day. They know what I like and they just bring it to me.
So these people
Come in.
usually have enablers.
Hey,
and she
I'm
just
here to
walked
bring
in
the
door.
chicken.
Yes, because I'm
And,
hungry.
This
Aw.
lady's,
Trina and my
she's
niece
an adult.
Mimi both give
She
me a
can
hard time
drive.
when they bring me
She's
what I
not too
want.
far gone.
So you
but
mean
it
to tell me
seems
you finna
like,
get all this chicken? You wanted
you know,
all
I
this?
don't know.
Irene, really?
To show,
Mm-hmm.
But when
she's
I'm
not
eating,
in a
I
worse
just want to be left
situation
alone
than-
to eat.
than
I
some
don't
of
want to
these
hear
other
all
people.
that.
She can wipe her own ass.
But they
wipe
at
her own
least
butt,
still bring me what I
do a
want.
lot for herself
So
so
I
far.
can overlook that. Plus, when I'm eating, it helps me forget everything else and block out a lot. You know, because when I have any of my favorite foods,
See that
all the
right
hurt
there?
of me
That's
is
gluttony.
taken away until the
That's
food is
not-
gone.
You ain't even offered me a piece of chicken.
Do you want a piece of chicken? 'Cause
Nah, I don't want no chicken. I mean baked chicken. I'm trying to eat healthy for the kids, you know?
Just wanted
You got
to
your
offer
children.
them
I don't
that.
have my children.
Irene.
I'm tired of
She was
crying. I'm
testing.
tired of praying.
Don't never say you get tired of praying. You
I ain't
better
mean to
You know,
say
a
that.
lot of these
Yeah.
episodes,
Because I
they
pray
look
every
like
day
they
Pray
sit
without
there and
ceasing.
watch
that my
TV.
kids come home.
They're like,
But anyway, I know I have to go to work,
Okay, thank you, friend.
and I love you, and ain't
I love
nothing
you.
you can do about it, okay?
Okay.
Okay? I
Love you, baby. Okay.
unfortunately, like this, they don't have
Okay.
no purpose in living.
See you
but
later.
They find
Okay.
comfort and solace in food. She got a nice ass apartment right there.
Oh,
Nice
I'm glad
spot.
she gone.
Whenever I have something to eat, I will not stop until I eat it all. When I'm done
Bottomless pit.
eating, then like An hour later, I ask somebody to come give me some more food because I never want the feelings that food gives me to stop. So I just sit and eat for the rest of the day.
That's Popeyes.
Because food is how I
They figured it
survive.
out, but that's for sure.
You know?
Popeyes.
It's killing me in a lot of ways now. But for most of my life, it was what got me by. And if I didn't have that,
No
I
breaths
don't know what I
taken
would have
in
done.
between any of this.
I know my
on.
food addiction had led me to this point.
You let some oxygen
But
get
for
up
many
in there?
moments
Golly,
in my
girl.
past,
Put
it
the
was
TV on.
the only
really
source
enjoy
of
it.
happiness
That's not
that I
enjoying
had.
food right there. Like I said, that's gluttony. It's unfortunate. Highly.
I was always the big girl, even when I was really young, because I always have a love for food. That started
see what she
very
looked
early
like when she
on
was a kid,
because I know I
like
use
a
food to feel better
toddler,
right from the start
13,
because my parents
did.
separated when I was 5 years old because my dad started abusing my mom and she left him. And I think that's when I became depressed, you know. And that's when I remember the start of my eating. But where it started was at church.
Okay, so she was.
Because my
once
mom was a
skinny.
church woman, so she went to
and
church
became
every day of the week.
big.
And, you know, there was always food at the church functions and plates of food and pastries. And I just eat as much as I could. I used to just eat myself
Hear that?
basically
That's the
into a
parents' fault.
coma
They
until I
both
threw
kids.
up and stuff like that. And food became my source of comfort. So I was always trying to get it.
Partially.
My self-esteem was real low because of how big I was. And I still think I just ate and ate because I was depressed. My parents and my siblings talk to me about my weight all the time, but they enabled
So
me
you're aware
because they
that they're
always
in
gave me food. You know, both my mom and my sister did because with my mom, she took care of us. But she had to work hard to provide that life to me and my sister
So
back
she was a
then.
little chubby kid. She
My
wasn't
mom is
too
from an
far
island
off,
near
but
South Africa called
you know,
Mauritius.
a little bit
And
more
because
than
she
she
always
should.
had to work, you know,
That's where the
she gave me
parents have
fast
to
food to feed me
kinda
and my
control
sister.
that eating,
So I just put
yeah.
on weight as I got old. And by the time I was 10 or 11 years old, I was 140 pounds. I
Some
kept
of it
eating
is
as much as I
genetic.
wanted. So I kept
So,
gaining.
yeah, she was a little chubby
And
kid
when I started
pretty
high
much her whole
school,
life.
I got into over
probably just
250
weight.
pounds at 14. So being that big made high school hard. I got teased and bullied a lot. And I didn't have a lot of friends, but I had boyfriends.
She said bar friends?
When I was 16, I started dating someone and he was abusive, physically, verbally, and emotionally. My self-esteem was already low. So I thought I was lucky to have his interest. Even though my boyfriend was abusive, I stayed with him. And I got pregnant when I was 16 and had my son when I was 17. That's when I had Ja'Cory. But after
Oh, your
I got
boyfriend.
pregnant and my boyfriend
She
broke
said
up with me.
bar friend.
I was a single mother at 17.
That ass.
And with the pregnancy, I put on another 100 pounds and I was up over 350. But with the stress of having a child then, I just kept eating to deal with that, you know, because I was terrified. I had to drop out of school and I didn't know what I was gonna do. But thankfully, my mom
Missing
helped
the
me
nail,
out
bro.
some. I
How
had
come a
help
lot
for a
of
couple of
women
years.
is always missing
But when I
that
turned
pinky
19,
nail?
I had a
If
lot
one
of
is broke
tragedies
off,
change my life.
you gotta take
In a
them off
span
all
of a
them
little
now.
over 2 years, I lost my
Unless that
dad,
gets
then my
replaced. I
mom,
think it might
my
be
oldest
easy just
sister,
to
and my
replace
aunt. And it was really devastating for me. It caused me to eat a whole lot.
Or you need a fill or something.
But once my parents was gone, I was homeless and I had nowhere to go.
I'm really gonna sit
Me and
there
my
just
son
eat all that
slept
food
at
for
a
the
metro
city.
bus stop until we met this woman and she took me to the shelter for children and women. And that allowed me to get back on my feet for a bit.
Okay,
I was
yes,
21 then, but I
Lord,
didn't
we
know how to raise a
understand.
child
It's
and
everybody's
provide for
fault
myself, but
yours. Come
the people
on.
there, they showed me how to
Golly.
take care of my son. Cameo was one of them, so that's how we met and became friends.
AKA
She always
Rocky
looked
Food.
after me from that point on. But with the guidance from all of them, I became independent. And then while being at the shelter, I wound up dating someone and I wound up pregnant with my oldest daughter. And they had a rule against being pregnant while I was there, so they kicked me out because I got pregnant while I was there. And I tried to do what I could to make a living. I was 24 and around 500 pounds. So that made it hard for me to work consistently. So for the next 6 or 7 years, I either stayed with a friend or who I was dating. And I had 3 more children. My weight increased during that time. And I got to around 600 when I was in my early 30s. I was struggling, and I started to turn to alcohol. And then it escalated from there. When I was 34, I met some people that was not good influences on my life. I turned to drugs because I was depressed and I was hanging around the wrong people. That time was my lowest point because all my addictions led me to lose my kids.
Need to get that lace front
At that
fixed up a
point,
little
Jacory
better.
was 18 and had gone out on his own, and I had my 4 other kids. And someone had reported me because of my addictions. And so CPS came and took my 3 youngest,
Got multiple kids.
and I was devastated. And I actually lost my mind, you know. But it led me to a wake-up call. You know, I got clean and sober for my kids then. But when I got rid of those addictions, it led me right back to food. Sobriety has made my
That's
weight
called a
increase.
cross addiction.
And I think at this point now, I'm back
Stop
up to
one
600
addiction,
pounds again.
start another.
I had to move in with my oldest son, Jacory. And I feel bad because I really want him to live his life. But because I'm his mother, I think he feel like he's obligated because I took care of him in the past.
Every day is an uphill battle because my mom can't control her eating. I feel like you should always be there for your mom. So I'm trying my best to take care of her. But trying to get my mom to eat the right stuff for her is really a battle for me because she don't really kind of care for too many items that I bring. As a son, I love my mom. I don't want her to pass away.
look
I
young
want
for
her
your
to
age,
live a
man.
happy, healthy life.
You got an adult,
So I really
kids
do
and
hope my
shit.
moms get better.
But I can't take care of myself yet until I get rid of my food addiction. You know, I got rid of my other addiction. And now this is the last one that stands in my way to get my life back and to get my kids back.
You can start with walking.
Hey.
Couple of feet.
Hey, girl, hey.
Go outside right
How about
now.
the
Just walk
food?
for 10 minutes. It'll
Oh,
help
thank you,
tremendously.
girl.
Thankfully, my 3 youngest
Got
are with
Q-tips?
family, but I want to get them back. And that's not going to happen unless I get all the way off me.
What?
But I have to break my food addiction
Wow.
to do
Don't
that.
tell me that's
and I don't
she
know
better
how
be sharing.
to.
She
That's
better
how I
be
get
sharing.
by.
That's Burger King.
That's
as
all I
we
do
all
with my
know.
day. I sit on
That's
the couch
BK.
and wait for my food. And then I eat till I want to pass out.
So you got another
And then
adult.
shortly after that,
how old
I
is
just
she
do that again and
I thought
again
she was like 39.
until it's time for me to go to bed. The next day, I do it all over again. Eating is my life.
The enabler always
My
sits down
favorite,
and she
too.
gonna
Oh,
watch.
girl, look at
2 of
that.
those sodas are
I know
hers.
what you like.
My mouth is watering. Oh my God.
When my aunt calls me and tells me to bring her food, it's kind of conflicting because I want to tell her no,
You sitting there with a
but then I
smile.
know she's gonna get angry,
No.
so I just get it for her anyway. I do it
See,
because
she
I
said
love
the
my
same thing. You
aunt,
gonna offer me
but
some?
my aunt has
Oh,
to
that's
do
your
better.
aunt.
And if my aunt keeps on eating like she does, death is the only outcome. Annie, is you gonna eat all that?
Girl, well, hell yeah. When I'm eating, I
hell
feel good. I feel happy. And it's the only
No
time I feel
shame,
like that.
okay.
I want to be happy. So I never want to stop eating, even when I'm full. I push myself to finish off the food that I have to make sure it's all
the
gone
burger
so no
dropping.
one will get it. So once I have what I
That's
want,
it.
I'm going to eat it all no matter what. And I've never been able to change that, you know? It's good.
This shit